Hi Pisces, Sun, Moon, Ascendant, or Venus. This is Dane, and I'm going to be doing your August 1st to the 15th, 2020 reading for you. Now I ask if this reading resonates with you. Don't forget to give it a thumbs up, and also to subscribe to my channel. And if you want to be notified whenever I upload new videos, and I upload all the time, just hit the bell notification. So before we start this reading, let's clear the energy space, raising our own energy vibration and releasing any negativity. So take a nice deep breath in, exhaling whenever it feels comfortable for you. Releasing all negativity from your body, like storm clouds. Centering yourself. Embracing peace, harmony, and contentment. Now let's see what the tarot has to say. Pisces, August 1st to the 15th, 2020 Pisces. 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 Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading. And show me clearly, angels and spirit guides. I like how they're guiding us to big chunks of cards. So that's really nice. Angels and spirit guides. Very interesting. Here you have, two bonus cards that Spirit definitely wanted you to have. Let me just move back my camera a bit so you can see this more clearly. Awesome. Now let's see what your chakra cards have to say. Pisces, August 1st to the 15th, 2020 Pisces. August 1st to the 15th, 2020 Pisces. August 1st to the 15th, 2020 Pisces. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Ooh, these ones right here. So what I'm getting just from the way your cards are being shuffled by the angels and spirit guides is that things are going to be happening to you during this time in kind of like clumps. You're going to see, it's going to feel like everything happens at once, and then things calm down all at once, and then everything happens at once again. So just be a bit mindful of that energy, because you can get very caught up in it, especially, very caught up in everything that kind of comes at you. And it's not going to be a bad thing. It really isn't. It's going to be something where you sit there and you're like, oh, okay. So just know that when it rains, it'll pour, or, expect things to come forward mostly in force is what I'm seeing here during this time. Like you had the chakra cards coming for a lot of your tarot cards came in force. So just be mindful. Be mindful of that. We have here peace. This is the crown chakra. You want peace. You definitely do. To move forward in peace, in harmony, in contentment of self. And that peace is going to be something that you really focus on during this time. It's going to be something, oh goodness, that's very, very important for you. And as I'm having a bit of trouble, there we go, getting it to stand up, it's going to be something that at times seems a bit elusive. Now, it doesn't mean that you won't get it worked out or things won't fall into harmony. It means that as you are moving forward in this piece, and as you're creating this piece, you'll have times where it feels like it slips away. And so this is going to be the time where you focus on your breath. This is going to be a time where you might even just have to take a step back from a situation or turn your back on your kids just for a moment to center yourself, kind of excuse yourself from getting upset or anything like that, and then to come back more focused, more in control, and then move forward. And it can work with anybody. It can work with a coworker. It doesn't have to be children, coworker, friends, family members. It's like, okay, to center yourself, yeah, because you need to be in contact with your inner child. Your inner child is going to sit there and look at things, and you're really going to feel that feeling of, well, this isn't fair, and also old insecurities can be coming up. And so you need to look at your inner child and remind that child that you are there for them, that you love them, and that they evolved and became somebody really quite spectacular. Because wherever you are in your journey, even if you laugh and you say, Dane, that's not me. I'm not spectacular at all. There's a purpose for you being on this earthly plane. And it is a brilliant purpose. Don't deny yourself that. This is opening up your heart chakra. And this is opening up your heart chakra to you in every stage of your journey, in acceptance, in beauty. And it starts with you at your smallest form, when you were a child and vulnerable to the world. It's also coming to peace. For some of you Pisces, it's going to be coming to peace with things that happened as a child that, couldn't be controlled. Truth. This is the throat chakra. Your truth for you is astoundingly powerful. Speaking your truth, moving forward in your truth, knowing your truth, being balanced by your truth. Speak the truth. Speak the truth, and you will see that things start moving forward in a way that you hadn't expected. It's not being mean. It's not being one of those people who goes, why? It's the truth. What are you getting upset about? It's the balancing of your heart self. It's, if I deny myself this, I feel like less of a human being, less of me because of it. And then we have creativity. This is the sacral chakra. This is where a lot of negative energy from this life and past lives are held. And this is you creating and cultivating your passion. This is moving through blockages, moving through doubts and fears to really enter into a harmony and an understanding. You're going to feel creative energy flowing through you. You can also feel high sexual energy flowing through you. We have the Four of Swords, the Seven of Swords. Yeah, it's going to feel at times that peace is elusive, but then you have the Queen of Cups. That's you, and I love it. You're just hearing raise it and praise it, and that's what you're doing right here. You're raising your hands. You're praising the energy that's coming in. You're worshiping the self. The power of your being, and that is exquisite, and it's opening the world to you. It really is. Oh, I love that. That's so powerful. Oh, the left-hand side, of course, is your inner self. The middle is your heart. The right-hand side is your public self. We have the Nine of Swords. Yeah, there's a lot of doubt here. But then you're followed by a High Priestess, which is amazing. The Two of Swords, feeling pulled in different directions. And then the Emperor, which is a Aries energy, a time frame of March 21st to April 19th. Oh, the Ten of Cups. And they all live happily ever after. And that's brilliant. The Nine of Wands. Oh, you're strong. And you're stronger than you imagine. So that is going to be, and I love that, the countdown from the 9 to the 8. And you have here 10, 9, 8, and Knight of Swords. It's like 10, 9, 8, go. Go for it. Move forward. There's a passion. There's a purpose to you. And you are absolutely embracing it. This is in the public arena. I mean, it's kind of like you can't be stopped. And that's going to be something that's really quite exquisite for you. Then we have the Justice, which is a Libra energy, time frame September 23rd to October 22nd. And you have the Five of Cups. Change your mind, change your life. Change what it is that you are focusing on, and you change who it is that you are. It's change the words in your head, change what you're saying to yourself, change the emotional chains that are around you. All right? You might say, I don't want any chains whatsoever. We need some stability, so we always need something to kind of tether us to this world, most definitely. But here, it's like, yeah, it's justice. It's things coming together, which is really, really quite exciting for you. And I really like that. It's sweet. You have the repeat of the number 9 as I was told by one of the viewers, it's the nine of, nine is the number of man, and of course I did look that up. And so you have here the power of man coming forward. You have the power of you coming forward. It's also coming close to a completion of a cycle. You're coming close to, that happily ever after, that place that you want to be. Is it going to be manifested the way that you thought? The way that you had dreamed? No, because we do not see things the same way that divinity sees things. We are not as connected to our big story. So we have ideas. And it's kind of like sometimes, we meet with barriers. We meet with, hardships and pains and disappointments. It's like, don't let the big idea go. Change your approach. If the door is closed, open the window. If the window is barred, dig down deep and break through that way. Go after your dreams and do not let anything stop you. You might be embracing stubbornness right now. It's kind of like, I am determined, I am focused. And there's something here where it's like, am I going to be able to? And there's a lot of doubt that comes in. So let's see here the people who will aid you during this time. Pisces. August 1st to the 15th, 2020, Pisces. August 1st to the 15th, 2020, Pisces. August 1st to the 15th, 2020, Pisces. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly who will aid Pisces. August 1st to the 15th, 2020, Pisces. Who will aid Pisces? August 1st to the 15th, 2020, Pisces. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly, guide this reading, and show me clearly, angels. Oh, wow, okay. You have a lot of people in your corner, which is great. Absolutely great. King of Cups, that's you. This is also a person who is the king of their own world, right? So when you see the King of Cups in the Rider-Waite-Smith deck, this is a person who is like on this little square of cement, like this rock in the middle of the water. It is implied that he is the king of the world behind him, but he could also be the king of that rock, meaning that he is the king of his own existence and his own self, just as you are. We all are the kings of our own existences. And so here, this person who is aiding you, this is somebody who is astoundingly loving, astoundingly strong, okay? This is a person who is weighed down by responsibilities. They cannot move the same way, that they would like to at times, right? This is a person, they could have, and you have right here, this Irish Wolfhound. So they could have a really big dog. That's their dog, or just a whole bunch of loyal people around them, okay? Water sign energy, Pisces, Scorpio, Cancer. Right? Then we have the Prince of Wands. This is a fire sign energy, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. You have an Aries right here, okay? So strong leaning towards an Aries is what Spirit is saying. This is a person who charges forward. This is the second fastest moving knight. This is a person who goes after, and you have the fastest moving knight with the Knight of Swords, goes after what they want, sees the big picture, is astoundingly passionate, astoundingly driven, okay, and will not be stopped. They just won't. Even if there is every reason for them not to be able to move forward the way that they want to, they're going to break down those barriers. And that's going to be something that really inspires you. Do note with these people. These do not have to be people that you meet, that you talk to every day. This could be somebody who has a blog that you really like, or a vlog that you really like. And this could be, a podcast. This could be a book that you read, an actor that inspires you. You might not know their sign, but that energy comes in to you and it moves you forward in a very powerful way. We then have strength right here, which is a Leo energy, a time frame of July 23rd to August 22nd. This is somebody who is strong, but their strength is their inner strength. They might not be able, to bench press 1,000,000 pounds, but they are strong of heart, strong of soul, and dedicated of self. So that strength is absolutely beautiful. And they tend to have things kind of like fall into place, and you'll see it. You'll be like, how come things just kind of happen for you? And it's because the strength of their heart, the kindness of their soul really does guide things. Right? Then we have the Princess of Swords, air sign energy, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. This is somebody astoundingly curious. This is somebody who also is kind of like starting in their journey, right? Seeing things, asking questions. They ask the right questions to inspire. Yeah. The Princess of Wands, fire sign energy, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. You have very strong fire sign energy in this reading, very strong passion, determination, dedication. The mind is also very strong, but the mind is bringing with it doubts. It's kind of like, can I move forward this way? This is a person who's like, yes, you can, and I wouldn't even know why you would question this. It's like, yes, the answer is yes, go after. Somebody who comes across either young or very kind of young at heart, very inspired, very, very beautiful of soul. Okay? For her and the Princess of Swords, that's going to be one of the things that you notice about them. It's like their beauty and their innocence, but it's not foolishness. Queen of Wands. Again, fire sign energy, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. You have the Queen of Wands, you have the Prince of Wands, and you have the Princess of Wands. So that's really quite cool. And you have the Emperor right here. So, yeah, who represents all the kings. So this is very powerful. This fire sign line is very, very powerful for you. People really helping you move forward and really inspiring you. This is a person who isn't afraid to get their hands dirty, isn't afraid to, push and to go after, right? This is a person who is very passionate, highly creative, as all the wands are. And they're really going to speak to that creative side. The Princess of Swords is going to help you cut through the doubts and the fears that have been holding you back before, all right? That have been making you question yourself. Because we start here with the Four of Swords. And the Four of Swords is doubt and it's fear. And it's, can I move forward? Do I know what I'm doing? It's needing to rest. Why? Because you've been through a war. And the war is you living. The war are the bruises that we get, the battles that we have from simply being ourselves, from the world at large. And here it's resting. It's resting and connecting with your heart. It's knowing that you're braver, stronger, and more than you ever thought you were. And as you embrace that bravery, as you embrace that strength, as you see it, because there's something here where you don't see it, or you see it, and it has hurt your heart, okay? Because Pisces, you're very sensitive, and it's not a bad thing to be sensitive. I do know people say, oh, you're too sensitive, and I would get that a lot growing up, like, oh, you're just too sensitive. But being sensitive is not bad. You're in tune with the world around you. And a lot of people walk through like zombies. They don't even know, and you do. And so that can make things harder because you see, you feel, and you might think, well, that's going to stop me from being successful. That's going to stop me from moving forward the way that I want. That makes me, much more easy to get hurt in relationships. And, it makes work harder. It makes everything harder because you have these feelings. You have the emotions of others, kind of like this empathic knowledge coming to you. And the Four of Swords is saying rest. The Four of Swords is saying take in what needs to be taken in, heal, connect with your heart. Because the Seven of Swords is knowledge, right? You're taking up your knowledge, you're taking up your truth, and you're moving away. Now I love how this crow right here, how the crow's mouths are open. Now they can be sounding an alarm as you move forward. There's something here where it's like as you look at the bigger picture, as you see things, especially at night, in the shadows of night, you're like, oh wow, that's what it means. Oh wow, that's what I want. Oh wow, that's how I need to move forward. And it can be, with the Seven of Swords, there can be sneakiness. Now, also, I had a teacher, and he would say that the Seven of Swords was a wish card. Now, I see that with the Nine of Cups and with the Star card, definitely. But they're saying here that the Seven of Swords is kind of like taking up that knowledge, taking up that power, and I believe it's because it's crowning you as the Queen of Cups, is a wish card for you. It's like, what do you desire? Are you feeling sneaky about this? Like, have you been denying your heart? Have you been denying your passion? Have you been moving forward in fear or feeling like you're hiding from your true self? Because here there is a need and a desire to say, this is what I want. This is what I need from life. And I will be moving forward in it. Period. End of discussion. Because you raise up your hands. You take in that healing light. You have the crown right above you. And you have the water here, and you have this singing bowl, this cup, which really reminds me of the singing bowl. So you have this vibrational energy coming over you, embracing you, touching your soul, resonating through your body. And as you embrace the Queen of Cups, you embrace your love, you embrace your harmony. The queens move, think of them as chess pieces, okay? The queens move more freely across the board than the kings do. Also think of the kings as the actors upon the stage, the person that people, look at. And the queens could be more in the shadows, the director, right? Seeing the bigger picture of things. So here there's a power to you. There's a power to what you see. There's a power to what you desire. There's a power to how you can move and express yourself. That is not held back or weighed down, right? Because the kings are more weighed down. Here, use that power. Use that knowledge, that beauty of self. And let the energy of the world flow through you. The energy of your heart. There's going to be something here. Here, Pisces, for some of you, just even sitting with your hands open like this, and just focusing on your breath, focusing on your heartbeat, focusing on the energy around you, calling that into yourself, and connecting yourself with the world. And I say, I block out all negativity, but I call in this power. Because especially with the state of the world as it is, you can be overwhelmed by negative energy. So you call in this power, and then you start to see more of your strength, what you've been hiding from, these beautiful gifts that are a part of you. And then as you do this, as you call this power in, you start to see the world open up. You start to see yourself looking at things and be like, wow, I can move this way. Oh, I can move that way. Oh, I can do this, And it comes to you much more truthfully, much more honestly than before. And where the world once seemed like a very big place, a very overpowering place, it is now it's more manageable. It really is. It's more manageable, it's more truthful, and you're like, oh, okay, I get it. I get it. You're like, I get the way that I want to move forward. I get the way that I need to move forward. Like, things become very important, and you start asking yourself the intense questions. Like, what about my happiness? Where is it that I want to be? How is it that I can do this? And it can even be like, why am I living a lie? What am I denying of myself? And as you do this, this can cause you to stay up at night, okay? Because this can cause your heart to start to worry. It's like too much doubt, too much thinking, okay? Not enough feeling. So it's making the heart into something astoundingly logical. And it can even be, for some of you Pisces, you've taken the heart off the table. And you're like, listen, I just have to be super, super logical. And yes, sometimes you do have to be super logical. But for you Pisces, to deny your heart is to deny your superpower. It really is to deny your superpower. It's like your heart is so strong. It is so beautiful. It is so intensely connected that's why things become overwhelming. Because there is this sensitivity to you. There is this emotional connection, which our world sits there and laughs at and says, oh, what the heck is that? That is power. That is power. So while everybody else is walking around blind to their hearts, their souls, their selves, you're not. While everybody's walking around, thinking the more I accumulate, the happier I will be, you're like, no. You see here the outline, the white crow amidst the black ones. It's like something spectacular starts to happen. Do not let worry, doubts, and fears bring you down, stop you from resting, stop you from connecting, stop you from embracing your soul and yourself. Because when it comes to your heart, you're going to sit there and think, I'm wrong. But here's the thing, you're right. Now, let's say you've gone through a heartbreak. It can be absolutely anything, right? But it's shattered your heart. It can be from years ago. It can be from 5 seconds ago. And you worry. You worry that things will not move forward. You worry that maybe happiness just isn't for you. Maybe it is for everybody else, but it's not for you. And here's the thing, everybody's chasing happiness. And it's elusive, it's overwhelming, it's beautiful, it's sensual, it's a part of our beings that bring this elegance and eloquence to our lives. And so here, when you have the doubt coming in, when you have the worry, you need to turn inward, because the high priestess comes. And she says, as you move forward, as you see me. See what is my truth. See what is my passion. See the quiet serenity of your heart, because that's where I lie. She is the one who speaks, but her words are in riddles, because our hearts and our mind aren't always connected enough to understand. She's the one who gives us the instincts. She is the one who shows us the patterns of emotions of self. And she is the one here right now calling to you. She pulls the veil from your eyes. She shows you things much more truthfully, which can be astoundingly overwhelming. Sometimes we do not want to know the truth of things or other people. It would be better to live in ignorance. But here she's saying it is better to live in power. And power for you, Pisces, is the power of your heart. If you negate that, if you write that off, you cripple yourself. You take away a huge part of you. And during this time, you want to call that power in. You want to call those blessings in. It brings you peace. Yes, it makes things a lot more intense. This is why things tend to happen in like these 4 bundles. And I love that you start with the 4 of swords. These 4 bundles that can then cause you doubt, that can make you question. But it's not defeating you. It's not, because you have 3 2s right here. And I love that. And you have 2 4s and 2 9s. So the 3 2s are a divine number, right? So they happen 3 times. Divinity, a divine pattern. 2 is a number of balance. 2 is a number of relationships and communication. 2 is also a very creative number. So you have that power pulling you forward. You have yourself seeing things more clearly. You have yourself being more in tune with what your heart wants. Just think of the Oracle of Delphi. The Oracle of Delphi, people in the ancient world would go to her. She would tell their future. She would tell their fortune, but she spoke in riddles. It was hard to understand. At times, yes, it is going to be hard to understand. But trust, unravel the string. Embrace your passionate understanding. Let yourself move forward. Because it leads you to the 2 of Swords. It leads you to here as you're taking in this energy. And I swear, if you just sat there for a little bit with your hands up like this, just breathing, just focusing on your breath, just taking in this energy. When you feel overwhelmed, when you feel out of sorts with yourself, it's like, if you could just do this, it centers you. It does. Because it has you opening to these 2 pathways before you. And neither one is really your thing. You're going to sit there and be like, oh, I could do this one, I could do that one. That's true. But how do I move forward more? What is it that I desire? You're going to see your mind. It pulls you in really 2 very clear directions. But it's like, no, what if you break the mold? What if you listen more to yourself? What if you listen more to your truth? What if you move forward in that power, in that patience, in that beauty, in that brilliance? Because a path that is not often followed, that is yours. And you become the emperor. I love this emperor. First of all, he looks so in control, and he has the chess piece right there. And he's sitting on Mars, is he? I mean, that's kind of cool, because the god of war is Ares, and Ares in Roman mythology became Mars. So you are a ruler of your own planet. Now, yes, we talk about wars here with Ares and Mars. They are the god of war. Well, isn't that what you're taking a break from? Isn't that what you're healing from? The war of existence, and isn't that what your heart knows? So to have the High Priestess and to have the Empress right here is astoundingly powerful, because you're looking at the beauty and the blessings that you need. And yes, you have this passionate happening pulling you forward, and you have this determined knowledge guiding you. And I'm so sorry for my dog. And you are determined to move forward in this peace, in this power, but also in this determination, in this I am defending this aspect of myself. I know the pathway that I want and that I need. Even if you're saying, Dana, I don't know the pathway. Well, you know what it is that you don't want. In Abraham Hicks, they say we put into the vortex what we don't want. And so you would think, I've put into that vortex everything that I don't want, so my payday should be coming. Our paydays happen in waves, but also in small doses that we don't always see, small blessings that come in that we can overlook, because we are programmed as human beings not to focus on the good as much as we focus on the bad. It's just part of our minds. If you change that part of your mind, you can be outstandingly powerful, because you can be that serene being that focuses on their passionate power, that focuses on the truth and serenity of self, and that has this sense of eternal life. Yeah, that what is it called? Ankhs. Yeah, Ankhs on his arm. The sign of eternal life, the sign of death and rebirth that comes forward. And it's like, that's what you're doing here. And as you're doing this, you are going to see things differently. You're going to be able to move forward towards the passionate power that you want and that you need. And as this comes in, you have here the Ten of Cups. The Ten of Cups. As you have that passionate power come forward, you have the Ten of Cups. This is, and they all live happily ever after. This is love. This is beauty. This is success. This is a completion of an emotional cycle, which we can see here rests heavily on your shoulders and deep within your mind. And so with the Ten of Cups, this is joy coming in. This is passion guiding you. This is beauty moving you towards more. And as it moves you towards more, all right, as it has you looking at things much more deeply, much more empowered, okay, as in the public arena, as you call blessings into your life. And you might be saying, Dane, the road is so hard. How do I call blessings into my life? That is, first of all, a very good question. But it's having that belief in yourself. It's having that passion within yourself. It's having that power within you. And as you do so, okay, it's like, I will not let up on me. I will not give up on me. I believe in me. And I believe that this is what I deserve. Now, happiness is different. We tend to be told that we are to embrace all forms of happiness, that we are to be happy at absolutely everything all the time, that happiness should be completely, overwhelmingly beautiful. Sometimes happiness is simply serenity. And serenity is a beautiful form of happiness coming into our lives. The Ten of Cups is our passionate understanding, is our beautiful truth. And it's also knowing what areas to focus on. So instead of sitting there and saying, I can only focus on this because it's going wrong, it's like, no, turn around. Look at what's going right. Because if you focus on what is going right in your life, okay, and you look at that, and you make that your focus, it raises your serotonin levels, because that's where I'm winning. And as you win, you become more confident, you become more secure within yourself, and you start to move forward in that win and in that truth. And that win, where you have that in one arena, if it's only one little thing that you can focus on and be like, that's what I have going for me. That's what's good in my life. Focus on that. Make that your center point. And then you'll see that it starts to spread out, because you're changing your mind, quite literally. And that's bringing justice. Yeah, that's the bonus card. You're changing your mind. You are bringing justice into your life. And you're seeing yourself, instead of being battered and broken by the battles that you have been through. Because the Nine of Wands in the Rider-Waite-Smith deck is this person with a bandaged head, arm in a sling, leaning on a wand, saying, oh my gosh, I've been through the ringer. You're now standing there, head held high, looking at what has been denied to you before, or what you had to fight against. And you're seeing yourself move forward. You're seeing yourself embrace what you need, what you want, what you desire, what is so very important. And as that comes forward, you come forward, you step forward, you are embraced. And just as, yes, okay, that's why. Just as my dog was barking over the heart, you're going to find that there is this chatter that is keeping you from connecting with your heart. And it's the chatter of the outside world. It is the chatter of, other people. And here with the Nine of Wands, it's like you need to block out those other people. and say, what is my truth? What is my passion? What is my desire? Because as you do this, okay, as you call these blessings into your life, and as you embrace your worth, instead of saying, I'm always in battles, it is always a struggle, I'm the only one, know that every single person in this world, okay, every single person fights. They do. Each day when they wake up for a better tomorrow or to get through the day. And a lot of times we forget this. We think, oh my gosh, it's just me. I'm the only one who feels this way. I'm the only one. And it's like, no, in the public arena especially, if you start to see that there are more similarities between us human beings than there are differences, you will start to claim the truth, the power, the beauty that is yours. And you will do so in a way that people are drawn to you. Also because you're not swayed so easily. You're saying to the voices around you, everybody's opinion, everybody's ideas. It's like, okay, yeah, that's great. But I need to listen to my truth, to my power. And the noise that surrounds the heart, okay, is becoming less and less and less. And then things start to speed up in passion and creativity, in what you desire. And you start to see change coming in. And it comes in pretty fast. Now, does it come in all at once? No. No, it's kind of like it's coming, and then bam. It comes much more forcefully. But you're going to have an idea of things. You're going to have an idea of the way to move forward. You're going to be embracing this energy that's flowing through you. And it's going to be an energy that rests in your hands. All right? It's going to be an energy that brings forth this creativity, this sense of a healing touch, this sense of connection, okay? And you're going to feel it a lot within your hands because that's what I'm seeing here, that's what I'm feeling here. And it leads you to the Knight of Swords. Now you do have a lot of swords within this reading, okay? And the thing with the swords is that it's the mind. So the mind is very powerful for you during this time. If you let your mind run rampant, kind of like a toddler. If you let a toddler run rampant, they destroy everything, right? Or even just like you don't train a dog and you let the dog run rampant in your house, they will destroy everything. This is training the mind, focusing the mind. So here, it's when the negative thoughts start to come in. You're like, no, you're the knight, you're the defender of your mind to your heart and that connection. Because when your mind and your heart talk to each other, connect to each other, know each other's power and brilliance, that's when things become absolutely amazing. So with the Knight of Swords, there is this sense of being the defender. And why you are the defender is because I am of the firm belief that we are all emotional beings. And as emotional beings, we need to have that conversation between our logical side and our emotional side, because our emotions rule. And sometimes we can stop that. And we go to another extreme by saying only logic rules. If it's not logical, it has no place in my existence. That's one way of approaching life. But if it's not logical, if it's all based on logic, then you've taken the emotion out. And you need that to be able to thrive in your world, in the world. You need that emotional connection because that's what brings people together. And Pisces, that's what you're all about. The silvery light of the moon guides you. It represents you in the major arcana. And with the moon comes this time of quiet, comes this time of rest, comes this time of secrets and stories, truths to be heard and told. And here with the Knight of Swords, this is air sign energy, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. This is a defender of that mind's truth. In the public arena, as you start to move forward in what you love, in what you desire, in that happily ever after, you hold your head up high. It's like, no, I'm not a victim, I'm a victor. I am not going to be trampled down. I am not going to be denied. And that changes things for you quickly because it starts to change the essence of your being, the passion of yourself. And you move forward. You move forward and it brings justice. Okay, Libra energy, a time frame, September 23rd to October 22nd. A balancing of the scales, an understanding of deeper knowledge, an understanding of deeper wisdom. And it brings you to the Five of Cups. The Five of Cups is change your mind and change your life. right? And as you change your mind, and as you change your life, you embrace yourself. You embrace this beauty. You embrace this understanding. And it's like, oh my gosh, why was I looking at the negative and not the positive? Why were I looking at the 3 cups that were spilt? What has gone back into the earth, what cannot be changed? And at the 2 of cups that stands behind me. The 2 cups of love, of joy, of connection. The Minor Arcana Lovers card. For those 2 cups right here hang in justice, are guided by justice. The justice of the heart, the justice of love. So let's dive deeper. Pisces. August 1st to the 15th, 2020 Pisces. August 1st to the 15th, 2020 Pisces. August 1st to the 15th, 2020 Pisces. Show me more deeply for Pisces. August 1st to the 15th, 2020 Pisces. Show me more deeply, show me more deeply. Angels and spirit guides. Ooh, show me clearly. Angels and spirit guides. Show me clearly. Guide this reading. And show me clearly, angels and spirit guides. Okay. Fantastic. Okay, before we do this, let's see the people who you have to be mindful of during this time. Who are the people that Pisces has to be mindful of? August 1st to the 15th, 2020 Pisces. Who are the people that Pisces has to be mindful of? August 1st to the 15th, 2020 Pisces. Angels and spirit guides. Show me clearly. Guide this reading. And show me clearly, angels and spirit guides. Okay, 4. Which is nice. You have 6 who aid you. 4 to be mindful of. That's not bad at all. So we have the Prince of Cups. Water sign energy, Pisces, Scorpio, Cancer. This is a person who is a defender of the heart, yes. But this is a person who's going to be slow to act, but very defensive of their emotions, of themselves. They might feel like you're picking on them a lot. Like, this is a person who isn't good with criticism and who is powerful. So the fact that they're not good with criticism, or they feel like people are attacking them, even though them themselves are astoundingly powerful, that is going to be something that is really hard to deal with. Then you have Scorpio energy. So this Prince of Cups can very well be a Scorpio, right? A time frame, October 23rd to November 21st. This is somebody who is secretive, and this is somebody who you will not know. You just will not know them as well as you want to. You will feel like you are on the outside because they're keeping you on the outside. And that's who they are. They're going to be harder to understand. They just are. They just see things differently, and they don't want to make that connection. They don't. They're happy where they are. And that could be being miserable, okay? It really could be with this person. But they don't see it. They don't see it that way, or they see it as, you know what, if I want to be miserable, I'll be miserable, And then we have the Princess of Pentacles. This is somebody who worries over money. This is somebody, I'm just seeing this person as a warrior over money. Yeah. It's kind of like, oh my gosh, calm down, look at it. But they're not looking at it like in a mature way. They're looking at money and finances and things like that in a very young way. And that's going to be something that is very difficult. And then you have the Princess of Cups. Again, water sign energy, Pisces, Scorpio, Cancer. This is somebody who's too emotional, very much caught up in their own romances, in their own emotions. And yeah, this person actually makes me smile, the Princess of Cups, because it's kind of like I'm just seeing Juliet and Romeo and Juliet. It's like somebody who just gets caught up in all of it, in everything in life. And this could be somebody who's older, but they just love that romantic story. They just love that, love that drama. And you're just not going to be in the mood for it. So this could be a friend that you have that calls you up and is in love with a new person every week, or, has, these big, huge drama things going on. And you're going to be like, no, I don't want this. I just don't want this. This could also be you being very opposed to drama during this time. From the 1st to the 15th, you're like, no. No, I want things calm. I want things centered. I want to be moving forward. I have enough going on in my mind. I have enough going on in my heart. I don't need this. And you don't. You really don't. You have enough. So we have the 10 of Swords. The Emperor, again, I love this in 2 decks. You have the Emperor. That's awesome. The Queen of Emotions. And you have the Queen of Cups right here. You have yourself shining through twice in both decks as the Queen. I love it. You have the Muse of Voice. So this is the King of Swords. You have the 8 of Swords. And you have the Tower. It's the voice. It's kind of like the dog barking over the reading. That is the best analogy. And though annoying, very, Spirit gave it to us for a reason. And it's like, okay, I get it. Because you have to be this king of your voice, of your power, of what you desire, of what you're saying. And as you do so, there are doubts and fears that come up, but change is coming forward. And it's like, ready or not, here it comes. And it leads you. I love the 10s that you have here. It leads you to the 10 of Inspiration, the 10 of Wands. So you're crowned by the 10s, and you have the King in the middle. That is awesome. You have the Wheel of Fortune. Yeah, another 10. I knew it. You have these 10s here. There's these changes coming forward, and it leads you to the Sun. It leads you to a happily ever after that you really do feel in your gut. Okay? So this is something where if things are going topsy-turvy, you're really going to sit there and be like, why? I know that there's better out there for me. I know that there is more. And so when you feel stuck and held back, you have the 10 of Swords right here. Oh, goodness. And the 10 of Swords is this doubt, this fear, this apprehension, this chaos. And it is this overkill. It can be overthinking. It can be overanalyzing. But it's kind of like enough is enough. Because how I've come to look at the 10 of Swords is each year we get another sword stabbed into us for a decade time. All right? And each time we have this disappointment, this hurt, this fear, this pain. Okay? It teaches us something. It teaches us something that maybe we don't want to see, that maybe we rather live without. But divinity is saying you cannot turn from it. You have to grow from it or be withered by it. And that is our choice. And it moves you to the Emperor. I mean, this knowledge that comes in, this overkill of situations, of thoughts, okay? Because the mind for you is astoundingly strong. What you focus on, you bring into your world. It's like my I am presence. What is your I am presence in this world? I am strong. I am bold. I am brave. I am beautiful. I am successful. I am assured. I am enough. I am bountiful. I am a wonderful person. Is that what you're saying to you? Or is it, I'm worthless. I'm a failure. I can never do anything right. I'm never going to get ahead. I'm always struggling. It's hard to get out of bed in the morning. I'm sad, I'm depressed, I'm overwhelmed. I'm nothing. Because those are lies. Those are lies. Yes, we feel them. Yes, they can seem so real. And that's why you have this Emperor energy coming in. It's like, no, you are the kings. You are the person who can slay the dragons. You are the person who can move forward. You are the person who goes after what is desired. That's who you are. You are strong. You are determined. You fight against this war of life. To have it be a beauty. And it is a fight, most definitely. But I am greatness. And I am born for a reason. And I am strong. And I am powerful. And I am truth. And you are your truth. You do not have to be anybody else's truth. And it leads you to the Queen of Emotions. The Queen of Cups. This is you. By standing your ground, by knowing what you desire, by standing in your brilliance, you embrace this truth. And this truth becomes you. It becomes a part of your soul and the essence of yourself. You are a queen. Whether you are female or not, however you identify yourself, you are a queen. In this situation, meaning that you see the bigger picture and can move more freely, which is only a plus. The Emperor being the kings. Kings on the chessboard, they're restricted. Okay? Responsibilities. Kingdoms. Here, not the same. It's not the same. Though historically you can make arguments, I'm just not seeing this as being the same. There's more freedom, there's more movement, there's more emotional connection, and it can be that the world is still as small. And it can be. Because queens and kings, they were tied to their kingdoms. They were tied to their responsibilities. But it's the way the emotions connect. It's that quote-unquote feminine energy that makes this world bigger, that makes it easier to move, easier to have people talk to you, easier to understand, right? And that's what you're embracing, be you male or female, or however you identify yourself. That is what you're embracing. And that energy for you, Pisces, if you ignore it, it severs your voice. It ties you to a world that you feel uncomfortable in because they don't see things the way that you do. And so then we have the muse of voice, the king of your voice. Air sign energy, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. Speaking your truth. Knowing what you desire. The kings and the queens of air, okay, of swords, they're the warrior king and queen. They're the ones who cut through the enemies. They're the ones that go after and stand up for themselves. And this is what I'm seeing here with the emperors coming through in both decks. Yeah. And now the king of voice, especially when it comes to your heart. You have to be the fighter. This is no more bull. This is even being a little bit colder to things. Now, the way that you might deal with being colder, because, or more logical with things, is to, just not look at certain things. Just sit there and kind of like ignore it. I'm not saying ignore the important stuff, but not be made to feel guilty, not be made to feel overwhelmed because you're taking control and you're saying, no, I will not be dragged down. And people might say, oh, why aren't you connecting like you usually do, Pisces? And why aren't you getting involved? And you're like, no, because I can't get involved with this drama because it's too much on my heart, my soul, myself, and I deserve better. And so that's what you're the warrior of, because you're coming to a completion of a cycle. You're coming to this change, and the Eight of Voice is like you feel trapped. Your heart can feel trapped. You can feel trapped. Like your voice doesn't matter. And the reason why it feels that way is it can be one or two things. And they're two extremes. Either you're too connected with emotions, so it's just a bit of chaos. Or you're too connected with logic because the emotions have hurt so much. So there's no feeling there. And that is where you start to wither. And if there is too much emotion, you can drown in it, like all water signs can. And so here, with the Eight of Swords, the thing with the Eight of Swords in the Rider-Waite-Smith deck, it's the person surrounded by swords, right? But then they're cutting them. And they can still walk away. So this is a trap that the mind makes. And that's what you're fighting against. That's what you're changing from. You're moving from that trap of the mind into a power of the self. And this is where the Tower comes in. This is change. Ready or not, here it comes. This is time to change. This is embracing that change. This is not being the same. This is divinity saying, it is time to move forward. It is time to express. It is time to go. And as you do so, you embrace you in a way you thought was impossible. This is change that we do not want, but we need. And you might not know that you needed it. It's a change that changes our life. It sets us in a direction that we may never have dreamt of. It has us embracing a power we may never have seen within ourselves. It has us moving from rigidity into an openness to this world, to ourselves, that is humbling and overwhelming. The Tower changes us. We're never quite the same afterwards. And that is not always a bad thing. Actually, that is not a bad thing. It isn't. Divinely guided. You're divinely guided in this change. And it opens up your heart, it opens up your mind in a way that is astounding. And it leads you to the 10 of inspiration, the 10 of wands. It's not carrying the burden all by yourself. It's not. It's having help. And it's knowing that maybe that help is just your angels and your spirit guides. It's also saying here you cannot carry the weight of others. You can't. You cannot. You cannot carry their weight. You cannot learn their lessons for them. You just can't, Pisces. And so here, it's disseminating that weight. It's disseminating the burdens. It's looking at what inspires you. It's looking at what drives you. And it's saying it's time. It's time to step into my power, my blessings, my beauty, my truth. And as you do so, the Wheel of Fortune shows you embracing a new dawn, a new day. Everything changes. Everything changes, and it is in a way that has you surprised, in a way that has you blessed, in a way that has you more. And you will feel at times like you're on a roller coaster. Like you have these beautiful highs, and you have these intense lows, and you have things happening at once. You have this changing of the seasons, and you have this changing of the self. And the Wheel of Fortune is like, yeah, as Plato said, all is flux and nothing stays the same. And if Plato said it thousands upon thousands of years ago, then it is a human truth. Because it is the same now as it was then. So the Wheel of Fortune says, seasons change, fortunes change, we change. Embrace that change. Do not be held back. Okay, do not be denied. Because as the change comes, you step into the sun. And this is the happiest card in the whole entire deck. Happiness, joy, success, prosperity. The light over her abdomen here. That's important. Listen to your gut. Be very mindful of the foods that you eat, of what you put into your body. Embrace your power. Embrace your truth. Embrace your understanding. The sun brings happiness, but because we shine brightly in the sun, it can also bring jealousy and not being enough. Okay, people wanting to take the joy away from us. And it's like, no. No. Let's see what your spirit animal message is for this time, Pisces. August 1st to the 15th, 2020, Pisces. August 1st to the 15th, 2020, Pisces. August 1st to the 15th, 2020, Pisces. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Ooh, here we go. These two. We have the mouse spirit. Tend to the small things. You're going to think the small things are just that small, insignificant. They're not. They're going to be very powerful for you. You're going to see that you are inspired by small things and that you are empowered by small things. It's also going to be small gestures for you during this time that mean the most. Small kindnesses. Grand gestures, yeah, those are nice. But you want to see how a person is day to day. You want to see the quality of their heart. The heart for you is astoundingly important because it's the one right now that's causing the most chaos. Because there's too much logic, there's not enough emotion, or there's too much emotion and not enough logic. And you need that harmony. You need that harmony, Pisces, during this time to center you, to empower you. And then we have the bat spirit. A rebirth is assured. You are reborn during this time into your power, into your passion, into your ideas. And your subconscious message is the buffalo spirit. The abundant universe will provide. It will. You might laugh and sit there and go, oh yeah, sure, Dane. When? When will it provide? When will it be enough? When will I be able to move forward in prosperity? And I know I hate it, you hate it. It's in divine timing. Life, I really do feel, is a figuring out and a series of figuring out what we don't want, what isn't us. So then we can slowly and steadily embrace what we do want and let the abundant universe guide us in that direction. Your subconscious chakra message is visualization. Okay? It's not simply imagining. It's visualizing. It's seeing ourselves. It's walking in that power. So take something that you really want, more than anything in the world, right? Visualize yourself doing it. How scared are you when you start to visualize? You might say, oh, I'm not scared at all. But then this little voice in the back of your head starts talking to you. Well, you can't do that. You never were the smart one, or you never were the talented one, or, really you're just aiming way too high. Why do you think you can do this? Visualization is kind of like a test run for the mind. Visualize it. Why? Because our minds do not know the difference between reality and make-believe. They just don't. Which is intense. So if you're visualizing being prosperous, if you're visualizing being abundant, if you're visualizing what you desire, but in the back of your head, to your heart stream, there's a fear. You have to look at that fear, and you have to face that fear head on and say, I will not be defined by it. Visualize. See it, feel it, right? And then look at everything that comes up when you start to visualize your dreams and deal with it. Look at those things and tackle them like opposing armies. You have the Emperor energy within you. You have it appearing twice in both decks as we go deeper into yourself. And as we looked, at this time, you're a warrior. Do not be afraid to, wage war on the demons that we carry, on the hurts and pains that define us. And say, no, I'm not that person anymore. I will not be held back. It's doing so with loving kindness. It's not sitting there and giving into anger. It is saying, I'm better than this. And it is being better than the anger and the hate and the despair that plagues our world. Subconscious person message is the Lovers. Gemini energy. May 21st to May 21st to June 20th. It's falling in love. It's having a duality of self and of passion, of beauty and of understanding. There's something here that brings bliss. Embrace it. And let it embrace you. Your subconscious tarot message is the moon. It's you. And that is powerful. Subconsciously, Pisces, you are doing all of this for you. You are embracing the essence of yourself, the power of your truth, the beauty of your dreams, the embodiment of your heart. Are there fears there? Yes. Okay, the moon always brings up fears. But here's the thing with fear. We are programmed as human beings to be afraid and to remember those fears quite well. Because the moon, not the moon, because the mind, right, survived. We survived as human beings. The mind was programmed so that you knew, don't go that way. There lays, wild animals that will eat you. Don't eat those berries, you'll die terribly. Don't make your campsite over there. There's danger. And so we're supposed to remember this. But our world has changed. We're not being attacked by wild animals. At least most of us aren't. We're not having to forage our own food. We're not having to set up campsites. World is very, very different. But still, the power of the mind to remember fear and to be ruled by fear is still there. And so to know, everybody is afraid. Everybody is afraid. If somebody tells you, oh, I wasn't afraid, they are a liar. And don't believe them. Everybody is afraid. It's just whether or not you let that fear rule you. To go deeper into your subconscious tarot message, as we look at the essence of you, is the Three of Inspiration, the Three of Cups. No, not the Three of Cups. The Three of Inspiration is the Three of Wands. Setting things in order. And it's watching them fall into place. But the Three of Cups comes up because there's somebody in your life who was supposed to be on your side, who you're supposed to be able to trust, that betrayed you, that hurt you. And now it's made you gun shy. All right? Do not let them take away your power. And know that you are setting things up. Do not be afraid to knock down those dominoes and to see things falling into place. Right? To being on the start and at the beginning of something beautiful. All right, Pisces. I hope this reading has resonated with you. I wish you nothing but light, love, peace, and happiness. May harmony always be with you. I am sending loving, healing energy to each and every one of you. I love you all, and stay safe. Let's end this reading with a meditation. Once again, clearing out any negativity, centering our hearts and ourselves, so that we walk forward in this world in confidence, beauty, and peace of being. Take a nice deep breath in, exhaling whenever it feels comfortable for you,